I'm Chris Humphreys.
Lynn Kira,
Mason Medeiros,
Felipe Osas-Koenig,
and this is the APTA Tour.
See you at Short Hills.
Hello and welcome to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Short Hills Club, bringing you the Short Hills Grand Prix, a 2022-23 APTA Tour event, which is the 10th stop on the APTA Tour, presented by Remedy Plus and sponsored by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors Paddle Pro Infusion, and local sponsors, the lead sponsor, Core Private Wealth, Yaddy, Maple Crest Ford Lincoln, Xenon, Club Pilates, Smith Chiropractic, Paper Ribbon Wrap, Spiro Harrison and Nelson, Wet Ticket Brewing, New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis Association, and the New Jersey Flex League. I'm Brad Easterbrook alongside Mark Fischel, bringing you men's final round action, the fourth time they've played this year between our number 1 seeds of Durant and Mitchell and the number 4 seeds of Humphreys and Osas-Koenig. Mark, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, Brad, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's identify our players for our viewers out there. So on the bottom of the screen in the light blue is Stephen Mitchell and his partner, renowned Johan Durant, the black shirt. On the far side of the net, in the gray in the top left-hand corner, is Felipe Osas-Koenig and his partner, the head pro here at the Short Hills Club, Chris Humphreys in the black vest. So Brad, right off the bat, we see that Humphreys, Osas-Koenig are switched to the back row. Let's take a fast look at the draw, see how these teams got here. To the finals. Both teams lost a set along the way.
Yep, great semifinal there, just between Hughes and Powers, Durant and Mitchell. And the match is actually underway here.
Back to the action.
So, just coming in, and we're getting into this right now, actually, while the women's final is still going on. A barn burner of a set there. Great match. What do you see about this matchup? It's the 4th time they've played this year, Mark.
Well, it's really interesting to me that they're switching Humphreys over to the backhand court, the lefty in the backhand court, to dig the Durant overheads. And as we said, Brad, they've really made some progress. First time in Chicago was a blowout, a little closer to Detroit. Boston was a 3-setter. It's going to be fun to see what they've got, what they've learned.
Yeah, I was talking about this before. I mean, in my mind, Humphreys is kind of the most improved team over the year for sure. They've made themselves legitimate contenders here. Finals of a couple of Grand Prix. They're just an amazing year. They've really worked out their kinks. They have a great chemistry together.
Well, you could certainly make an argument for Hughes Powers. I think Burr Shanoy, having not played very much this year, but maybe these are the 2 best teams in the country right now, Bradford. I mean,
in terms of consistency of results, well, Hughes Powers have been pretty consistent in their results as well, for sure. But, they've both done extremely well. And, of course, all 3 Grand Prix have been won by Durant and Mitchell this year, so they've just been lights out. See, now they're switching back in the backcourt with Osas-Koenig reducing. They're not switching back. A lot of it, though, does have to do with what you were talking about, Mark, which is they're looking to defend against the Durant overheads over there. So they're putting the high-low forehand. It's kind of a strange move. I think they like it better just for the defense aspect, because the number 1 offense that Osas-Koenig has is actually moving up the side wire and taking a backhand high. That's his number 1 favorite option. But it's so hard to do that against Durant. Now, here's the magic.
Hey, Durant, Mitchell.
Yeah, Detroit
They lead the first set, 1 game to love.
Yeah, and in Detroit, that's where they actually made, at least got to a tiebreaker. Right? Then they were able to win a set. They're trying to find their way with a strategy. This is what worked best for them when they started, when they got that set, with just switching the backcourt there.
The question is, can you really outlast the old Durant to get outlasted? I don't know that's the case with the Durant.
You can't outlast him, but you cannot play fast where he's able to anticipate when you're going to drive, closing on the net, hit drop volleys. Certain shots you have to put in your back pocket, like the 3-quarter drive, if he's on the net. And you have to get him off the net enough times where he's soft enough to be off the net. I think if Durant and Mitchell are on the net, there are going to be no opportunities for blitzes for Assis Koenig, who loves to blitz, great blitzer, and there's going to be opportunities for them to be putting away cut overheads and drop volleys. On his heels on that drive.
Also interesting to see, Bradford, how much we're going to see of Humphries Assis Koenig at the net.
Well, Humphries has a pretty good serve. I think he'll be able to get in behind it a reasonable amount.
But can they maintain it? Can they make the volleys and stay at the net?
Yeah, and the question is, do you want, like, eventually there's a Mitchell miss there, but do you want Mitchell and Durant to hit the ball off the deck, or do you want to put a little more on it, get it into the screens? I think every now and then you want to do a little both, but definitely add some pace to your overhead some of the time. Because in the screen drive, you can see it a little. When they're taking balls off the deck early, they're just impossible to deal with a lot of times. Oh, good. He fakes the elevator drop there.
Didn't do much for Durant, though.
Durant didn't seem to be he was definitely nonplussed. Yes, exactly. He was very nonplussed.
I just think for them to win this match, they've got to spend a significant amount of time at the net.
Yeah, so far so good. They're there.
Great volley from Humphries.
Yep. He's become a very good position volleyer. Good use of the backhand. Gets himself behind the ball. I'll tell you, Mitchell in that semifinal, to me, started really hitting his forehand. He's hitting this sort of like flat slap shot forehand from the middle of the court, which is very deceptive. That's a great point from Humphries Assis Koenig. Solid positioning. Got in there and finally forced the air out of Durant. Oh. Great
volley from Mitchell.
And see, there's the difference maker, though. He hits a decent transition drive, but Mitchell comes in and he hits a put-away volley versus a defensive volley and just pushing it back. That is the difference, you know, one of the huge differences between playing a team like Durant and Mitchell and others.
The advantages of having a righty-lefty here is they can choose who's going to hit the overheads. I assume they're going to want to attack Mitchell more, which means Assis Koenig hit more of the overheads. At least early on, I like how much control they're taking of the net.
That's just the spotting of those balls. It starts with Mitchell slapping the ball a little to Assis Koenig left and pulls him out, and he can't control the volley away. And sneaking in is Durant to slap the ball through the middle after they just pushed him to the left. They push him to the right. Just beautiful play.
It's always sneaking in. Is it no longer sneaking if you do it every time?
Yeah, maybe not.
So this is that one. It's a 1-all.
Good hold there from Assis Koenig. I like their composure. The first time they played him, they were out of sorts. They didn't know what to do. What's great about Assis Koenig and Humphries is they really are learning. You know, and their learning curve has been fantastic from match to match. And they're a very versatile team now. They can beat you in a variety of ways. They know how to slow it down. Primarily, the engine comes from the Assis Koenig game, attacking, blitzing, driving from all parts of the court. And, you know, so he's sort of the drive or the engine of the team. And he's kind of the captain. He hangs behind, lets Assis Koenig do what he does. It's the spot backhand when he needs it. And he'll make great moves too, and he does a lot of good overhead work as well.
Well, you always know what you're going to get from Humphries. Humphries is going to play at a certain level. Assis Koenig can be higher and he can be lower.
Yeah, but I think that's almost how their team is designed,
Yes,
too. My
yes.
point is that's what their roles are. It's not that Humphreys couldn't go for more. He just knows what he should be going for. That's a little long.
30, love.
And he does a good job being pretty disciplined. And they do as well. They'll get it. From time to time, us is going to get a little frenetic, but they do a good job hanging in there.
Again, Durant, you see him halfway between the service line and the baseline looking to pick balls off. That is not an easy place to play.
Nice close there from Asu's Koenig.
Great half.
Yeah, great hands, but a really terrific move by Mitchell up the wire. You notice how the players increase their position, then they move back again depending, and they're reading the play here. And they're also paying attention to where the overhead's getting hit from.
There's Durant again. I thought Mitchell played an exceptional semifinal.
Really solid. I mean, you got to call that. That was a great match, and it was probably a matter of 4 or 5 points, you know, here and there.
Yeah. A little more than that. Third set was quite that close. Durant Mitchell doing a great job of kind of pushing them back, getting their opportunities at this point. Durant Mitchell does such a great job of filling in just behind each other. A great sense of where they're going to be.
This is really good play in the early going here. Perfect points, development of them from Asu's, Koenig, and Humphreys. And they're playing in the way you have to play if you want to have a chance of beating Durant Mitchell. They're playing long enough, a lot of smart shots, giving them a chance to miss.
And when they get the net, they're not giving it up immediately.
Oh, they're hitting good overheads. And Asu's Koenig does a good job of shutting down the volley, you know, the net area by cutting in, closing off the net. Can he track it? No, just the master at that hard overhead. Just the master. I mean, Asu's Koenig's fast as anyone in the game. He didn't even see it coming. He's deep in the court. Durant reads it. It's right at his body. Can't even come close.
Durant went overhead there. Almost looked like he was undecided as to which serve he was going to hit.
Sort of in between.
With Durant's ability to hit that shot in the same swing as he hits the roller. It's just so effective. You just don't know what's coming. See, that's Asa Koenig was successful there, but I don't think that's a winning strategy. I think they've got to stay away from that against Toronto.
The one thing I will say there, he was off the net. As long as he's not on the net, I'm going to give him a break. He still hit a great volley, and Asu's Koenig had to come up with something amazing just to hang in there.
There's that offensive volley from Mitchell you talked about. Just perfect position. Ball was coming back at Asa Koenig before he finished the swing.
Yeah, he just stuck it. He's done such a good job. You know, a lot of players think you need to add a lot. He's really doing it with grip pressure and positioning. He's getting right behind it. When the ball comes, he sort of squeezes his paddle, gives it the slightest punch, and he's able to stick it. Oftentimes, when you're volleying defensively, you're taking the pace off. But he's anticipating the drive, getting it above the net. When you can get it above the net, you can hit it downwards, and he puts the pace on it.
Okay, so Philippe Asu's Koenig to serve, 1-2.
If there was a space in their match, in their semifinal, great win against Burish or Doya, it was the Asu's Koenig service game was a little shaky. In both cases, it started a comeback for Burish and Doya. They weren't able to hold. This is the one area that can get a little dicier. He puts in the underhand. He's good at it. But every now and then there'll be a fault, and sometimes the teams are teeing it up a little bit. Oh, there's a nice poach play, design play from Humphreys and Asu's Koenig.
And a ridiculous half volley from Durant.
Just half volley, pushing into the open court.
Don't try that at home if you're watching.
Not easy to do. Yeah, step one in any match is the ability to get the net some of the time against Durant and Mitchell. Step two is to make sure when they're at the net, they're off the net, not on top. You know, and those, if you can achieve those things, you can stay in the match, and now you have a chance to do some things. Ooh. Dangerous overhead. Durant takes the cut, but misses it. But smartly played by both Asascona. He moved up the line just to play one shot. Humphreys bailed, so they were going to be in the point even when he makes it.
Humphreys, I think, stepped on his vest as he hit that overhead against the side wire. Mitchell's pointing it out, and he's taking it off the court now. Either stepped on it or was very close to it.
You know, it's a great point. It shouldn't be in there to begin with. There should be really nothing inside for players that are going to cover as much ground as these guys are. Nothing should be inside the court. I think most of us and most club players put all their stuff inside the court. You really should, even club players, leave it outside just for a safety issue.
100% agree with that.
You know, I'm guilty of that sometimes too. You get a little careless, you don't think about it, or you get lazy. Put yourself outside the court.
Very solid game. Justin Tony there.
First set now, tied 2 games apiece.
Well, they've played them 4 times this year, so no lack of experience here. And each time they've improved in, you know, the results. If they're following the pattern, they'll actually be able to come away with a victory here. Play this one out, but they're playing the right way. They're playing like they know exactly what they're trying to do here.
It's interesting. Humphreys holds the paddle with his left hand, but kind of plays like a righty. Prefers his backhand to his forehand.
Right.
But he has the added edge of having, you know, that supple wrist when he's on the ad court to really dig out those balls, aka to the Roderick.
Yeah, he's very good at digging it. He also does a perfect job technically of setting his paddle down and open. It's right underneath the ball. Even if the ball's like an inch off the ground, he's going to get his paddle underneath it. See, there is a drive where he's off the net and he makes the miss. That's the key. If you get them off the net, you can get them to miss.
15-30.
There. Durant in a little bit of a walkabout right now.
40.
They have walkabouts in South Africa, or is that only Australia?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Like walk into the wilderness, got to go on safari, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not sure. They must have something like that. Nice dig. Oh, beautifully done from Humphreys.
Around the net, but oh, he hits him! How good was that? Is he
That
2
was
around the net shots
awesome.
at 1 point?
That was amazing. And then you
Wow.
know what Humphreys is trying to do? He's trying to get off the court, but it doesn't matter. He
He's off the
tattoos him
court.
on the outside.
Yeah, he didn't need to open the gate, get behind the gate
That
now.
was great. That was masterful by both players. The mistake he actually made is that drop shot. He just hung up too high. And he tried to create something, and he ended up leaving himself hanging out to dry.
And what's lost in all this is the amazing shot that Austin's Koenig get. Oh, look at that
Around
one.
the net
Another
post
around the
again.
net.
3 in a game? I don't think I've ever seen that, Mark.
Amazing. This is setting up to be quite a match.
Well, like we said, you know, one of the things you have to do is you have to play a good disciplined match against these guys because there's so few opportunities that you get. That Durant and Mitchell end up with more opportunities,
Yes,
right?
their margins are much
Their
larger.
margins are because they can hit so many winners and other things. And they're doing it. They're putting themselves in a position to, when Durant and Mitchell make mistakes, they'll be there to capitalize. They're doing exactly what they need to do.
There you had Humphreys. Austin Koenig was out of position, should have lobbed the ball and gotten back home. You don't want to engage.
Yeah, in that case there, you mean the ball he's volleyed behind him into the snowboard. Yeah, I agree with you.
And if it sounds like a picky comment, it probably is, but that's what's going to make the difference between winning and losing today.
It's the margins of beating Durant and Mitchell. You know, and you know, we saw a great semifinal. Hughes Powers pretty much gave them as much as they can handle, but a few balls and a few errors and 1 or 2 bad patches, and it's over. Even though they played can't say Powers Hughes played a bad semifinal, right?
Nope, not at all.
Played a smart match. They played the way they wanted to.
Mitchell tries to attack that volley, misses it wide. Back to deuce. Just to see his game evolve, the way it's changed through the years. I mean, initially he came on with a hard overhead, dominated, and then the guys adjusted to that. He kind of shifted gears. You know, then after circa 2018-19, he started hitting that soft reset overhead. Just always changing his game. Such a revolutionary player.
Well, it was to the point, I think, for him, too, where he was so good. But let's talk about one of our sponsors first, and we'll get back to that point.
Fusion, a proud partner to the APTA. Fusion curates what's next in branded gear and apparel for your company, your team, or your event. With a team of dedicated industry experts, Fusion curates high-end product selections for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate identity. We create a stress-free shopping experience with custom online stores and quick custom orders to get the gear you need now without any hassle. Visit gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion provide you with gear to fuel your brand. So why don't you continue to elaborate on that last comment, Roger?
Yeah, so, you know, he was playing the game, and you're right. He revolutionized it in many ways. In fact, he was one of the first guys, when he won his first national, I was playing him in the round of, I think it was 16, quarterfinals, I can't remember which.
Philadelphia.
We were seeded second, right? They were an unseeded team. He was playing with Jerry Albrights, and we were destroyed them in the first game, like 6-2. And my partner is in great cut overheads and just working over the deuce court player. So they come out in the next set, and he's on the deuce side. And all of a sudden, he's able to defend and take all those things. He's already thinking like a player that's growing right then. And they go on to beat us, and launches his career right from there, right? And it started out with, like you said, him hitting the hard overheads, then people got into it. Then it almost seems like he was just trying to win points.
The shot clock era.
The shot clock era where he was trying to, you know, and Drew Broderick was winning all the nationals, but Drew Broderick had his number, you know, could put it in play, and Durant was trying to finish everything. But then he came back, and when he started playing with Mitchell, and he embraced using the softer overheads when he needs to, now he basically does every overhead at basically the right time. You know, it's complete evolution of, you know, right now he's the best player that's ever played the game that I've seen.
Given how old you are, you've seen everybody, so.
Just about.
You see Durant really hurting him with return to serve. Best couple points. Really spending an inordinate amount of time at the net. Just don't think you can withstand the Durant overhead long enough to beat him from the backboard 75% of the match.
You're probably right. That's going to be tough on the track. We got that easily. Nicely done. But they're doing it the right way. Osasuna are trying to get in, and they're working the serve. Those are just great returns. I don't know how you stop those. And they might start some different strategies like high formation and fan poach, but not so simple. Great lob.
He's got to be careful there.
There's a mistake, though, on both ends of those.
Humphries blitzes, Asankonic drives the ball.
You know, well, Humphries, he's making a blitz, and it's being read by Durant and Mitchell. You cannot do anything. When Durant and Mitchell are closing, you stay home. Now, that said, there was just a miscommunication between the two of them. Ooh.
In transition. I thought it was a mistake there for Asankonic to follow that ball in, but it worked out.
You know, it was reasonably low of the balls. Durant will miss a higher percentage of that type of ball than anything that's above the net. So, anytime you're mixing it up in transition, you're playing with a little bit of fire, but it wasn't above the net, so I'll give him that one.
I love seeing Asa Koenig close the net off there.
He does it really well, one of the best in the game, actually. He's going to work. Just well defended by Mitchell and Durant. And you can hear all that noise in the background too, probably. Our streaming court here, the women's final, that's in a tight third set. So these guys are underway here. And the tight first set, great points. Ooh. Great shots. It's wide.
It's not wide.
Great plan from Humphreys Ossis Koenig. They are just making, generally speaking, the right choices.
Hanging in there.
Just a great spotty drive. Missed it.
I would say more accurately missed hit.
Yeah, easy to hit Durant. Feels good when you do, though. It's like he's elusive and just tough. His hands are always out in front of him. He gets out of the way almost perfectly. That's just
And then when you do hit him, you better be looking.
right.
You better be
He's
on
coming
guard.
back.
Because he's
Right.
coming back
It
for
might
you.
be a mistake to
Yeah.
do it anyway, even if you're like, yes, you know, like
Temporary success.
Right. He's coming. I don't think he's ever lost the battle of who's hitting who more. Right.
And you start to see Durant Mitchell return his serves.
Yeah, just
Take over.
just incredible returns.
Great ball there.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? It hit the top of the net, and I think it actually hit the bottom side of the net on the other side. It didn't
Yep.
even bounce. I mean, Mitchell's like, what, a foot from that?
Yep.
Couldn't even get a racket on it. Amazing shot.
Okay. Take one step to your right.
So I formation against Durant. Actually, I'm going to call this Australia, not I.
Yeah. Why not?
Durant pounds another forehand through the middle, regardless of where anybody's standing.
It's too good.
Great pickup from Asa Koenig.
They're a good digging team.
The best.
One of them for sure. Hughes Power's still up there. Yeah, they're right there. And I think you have to be. Just to even have a shot. You got to be able to defend really well. And transition to the offense when you get it.
Confusion there. Mitchell in front of Durant. Bothered him.
Humphreys, Koenig.
Close. Gotcha, buddy.
It's going to get tattooed. He's got to stay back on that. Yeah. It's a good serve, but the serve to the ad side does pop up a little bit. It's take a tiny bit of pace off it. It's just so hard to serve to those guys. They're going to get their looks one way or the other.
For a lefty in the edge toward to the border.
Yep. The spin goes the other direction.
See some Asa Koenig quickness there.
They played that game as good as they can.
Yeah,
You know, they took
yeah.
all the shots out of Durant. Mitchell returned like spot on, but yet they were still able to hold the net. When they were in the backcourt, they defended well, and they got Durant and Mitchell hitting those cut shots, getting them moving. But Ossis Koenig, they did that yesterday in the quarterfinal when they played against Kaler and McNerney. They were just starting to spin balls, and they wanted to do it because they wanted to just make McNerney and Kaler just start to run in. But Ossis Koenig has a different level of quickness,
Yeah.
which allows him to get to the ball a little sooner. So he's getting it with a more offensive and a little higher, a little more offensive look than, say, McNerney and Kaler did, which just makes a huge difference in the overall way it goes down.
Come on, one. I got you. Stay.
Clearly a big part of Durant Mitchell's strategy, moving them around, the hard overhead, the cut, moving them up, moving them back.
I mean, that's their strategy against everybody for the most part, right?
I think for the most part, they just go out and they play.
Right. No, but they're recognizing, I mean, they're also become very intelligent. You'll see them go back and have conversations.
Stuff like become very intelligent, is that to suggest that they weren't intelligent before?
Yeah, I think in the period when Durant was trying to finish all the points, he wasn't playing smart. He was just trying to win them, right? You know, now he knows all the gears he can go to. And even in the Boston final when they played against Hughes and Powers, he admitted that Hughes and Powers came out too fast for them in the beginning set. They lost 6-love. And they had to figure out a way to actually, it's almost never that we say people that Durant Mitchell need to slow it down or find a way to slow it down. It's basically never. Well, it was that set, right? You know, and then he came out and they changed their gears a little. Ooh, seam. This just a great get from Humphries. It is a look that he can make for sure. When you take a cut on that, the window is so small, you're gonna miss a few. Great ball.
30 all.
Brilliant play from Austin. Mitchell was able to retrieve that ball.
Still wide.
40, 30.
I mean, what an awesome play, but then a quick lob up just gets him reaching. It was a big point there, possible break point there. I was talking about this yesterday, Mark, with Anthony Cosmano, you know, about the ways in which the game has changed. In some cases now, a team like Durant and Mitchell, they're willing to go for certain things, and they know they're going to miss a few. But it's more like, we'll miss 3, but we're going to win 5, right? Whereas the old school attitude of players who, you know, were playing in the more like the 70s, it's never miss, right? And then just look for one ball. It's just a different attitude when you can start doing more with the ball. Like that, he missed one before, just 3 points ago, but here he gets the winner. And in general, they're on the winning side of it.
First set, 4 games to 3.
I mean, the big cut overhead, really, Ryan Uline was kind of the father of that 15 years ago when the Durant took it to another level. And back in 2005, nobody was doing that. Now, everybody hits that shot.
Right. No, we weren't doing it at all. I can hit cut finishers now. I didn't even know it existed until, you know, Uline started doing it. And it's even at a different level than what it was then. It wasn't, he was really hitting the side and cutting it, going back and through heavy. And Keevins, Keevins, he won a couple of nationals with him. And now it's the underside of the ball. You have to basically hit the ball on all sides, underneath and over the top as well.
Okay, 4-3. Austin Koenig to serve. That's a wild shot from Humphries.
It's high, just not quite balanced. I think he thought he was up a little higher than he was.
This is the game you talked about earlier, Brad.
Yeah, the Austin Koenig serve is, I mean, it's it was the trickier one in the semifinal for them the whole.
A few misses right here, moving into the Humphrey Austin Koenig game, and that's all it's going to take to lose the set.
Yeah, they've played a great set, Humphries Austin Koenig. Like we always talk about, though, the margins get really small against Durant and Mitchell.
Mitchell lobbed exceptionally well in the semis. We'll see more in the finals. Grant driving the forehand from 5 feet on the wrong side of the center hash.
Oh, look at that
What a
shot! Cut overhead from the baseline, and I actually think the ball was kind of like wobbling as it was going by Asasconi. I didn't think he'd know what to do with it.
And then
And he just let it go, and then all of a sudden it hit the back wire, died straight back to the right.
What a
Outstanding shot.
Oh.
If we had a replay of that, you could see he does it all just from a wrist position that's just right, very compact and tight.
Great blitz from Mitchell there, and he misses the volley. 1 break point saved.
This would be a really big moment for them.
Game, Durant,
Or not.
Mitchell.
Or not.
Durant, Mitchell,
They can come back from. I feel like the Love 40 comebacks, they're worth more.
Yeah, those games are like a game
and it means a lot more to the other team, too. Every time you come off a match and somebody blew or won a Love 40 game, they always come off, we had them down Love 40. 40 loved that
like
game.
the game was over.
Right, exactly.
You're supposed to give up when you're down Love 40.
Right. And you always hear about it. But didn't make their opportunity there.
Great return on the first point for Austin Koenig.
Where's the quickness of Asasconi? Good read.
Great dig from Mitchell. He hit that ball down from on top of the net. Mitchell was still able to track it down.
And I think sometimes they hit that shot. I mean, he'll get his fair share of winners with it. He's trying to win it if he can cut it closer to the net and they can't track it down. But they're okay when he gets it because transition happens and they love it.
Yeah.
Grant Mitchell, it's sort of a no-brainer for them to go for that from time to time just to keep the other team off balance.
Wild forehand from Durant there.
Yeah, from way back deep in the court. It's actually great to see, we talk about the community and the family aspect sometimes of platform tennis. And both Durant and Mitchell brought their kids here. They're all hanging out there having a family weekend. Kids get to see their parents playing another final.
Great move there. Austin Koenig takes him to Love 40. No. Oh, yes, around the net.
There you go. 4 in a set. 3 in 1 point. It's the most I've ever seen. Nope. And great job by Asasconi and Humphreys. What I love about seeing that is they just get broken. And they don't feel like they're out of sorts. They don't try to do anything different. They're not pressing. They don't make any errors. And they come right back and make a break at love. Amazing job.
And our paddle historian, Graham McNerney, says that's the best shot in paddle history.
Which one is that?
Which one is that? The overhead from the baseline?
Oh, that one there?
That
Oh, yes.
One. You forgot
Best
about
shot
it
in
already?
paddle history. I thought he was talking about one of mine.
Oh, of course.
But that was amazing. I've never actually seen it before. I mean, we've seen the cut drive that you happen on the high ball, but he's deep in the court. And he basically didn't hit a cut drive from overhead. He hit a spin overhead from the back court. It was actually fascinating to see. Back wire just died.
This is a forehand return there. Positive energy from Humphreys.
No, their mindset is great. other live stream channel. Our women's final is still going on. It's an amazing match. Oh, I think Durant had that, and then he sort of deferred at the last second.
I don't think he could reach it. I think he bounced straight away from him. Humphries throws his
So you're saying there was something that Durant couldn't reach?
I
Is
think
that
that's
what you're
actually
saying?
true, yeah.
Really?
The word sounds strange out of my mouth, I have to say.
Yeah. So anyway, the you know, Nika Nicolescu were up 5-2 in the third set of their final, and a little comeback coming on for Kiro Medeiros. It's 5-4 now.
And then Mitchell tags Austin Koenig with the return.
Yep.
Oh, that's just
Beautiful.
just beautiful.
That takes us to set point.
Wow. Perfect read, and he uses finesse to push it behind him. I wonder if Assis Koenig thought Humphries was behind him still. Oh, a good look from Mitchell. Just nets it.
Mitchell would like that one back.
Yeah, that was a high, heavy one. It was everything you wanted. Spot, just middle of the net.
Come on!
Two missed returns from Durant this game.
Advantage, Humphries, Assis Koenig. Okay, all right, got it.
I mean, they've been playing for years now, Humphries and Assis Koenig, but it feels like the amount of experience they've gotten this season is, and they're playing it all together, as opposed to last year, a couple of years splitting time with Nathan Fair, yeah, different partners.
The first time I saw Assis Koenig play was, I think, March of 21. Played a tournament at Crest Hollow, kind of a pop-up tournament the year we had all the tournaments canceled. Gene Humphries played Hughes Powers 7-6 in the third. And there Humphries is in tight. That last point tried to make that volley off the net.
I guess what I was driving at with their experience and together is pretty impressive composure out here,
Yeah.
don't you think?
Humphries misses that one wide. We get set point number 2. Sounds like it's back to 5-all over there. Wow. Spectacular final.
Wouldn't have it any other way in the women's final there. That's great. Oh, that's a shot from Humphries. Lays it right on the line.
The gate comes open. Now you got to serve again to Mitchell at set point.
That is a little unfair. Let's start it from here. Well, we're at the net,
Yeah,
and I can push an overhead deep into you. Let's start it from here. Yeah,
Now, in fairness, that is Chris Humphries' door.
it's a fair point. He is the director here.
If he
at the
fixed
Short
the
Hills
door,
Club.
we wouldn't have that problem.
Yeah, we'll have to call maintenance.
Durant is using the old ball trick to fix it.
Shove it right in there. That's you're right, though. It is a little bit of an unfair advantage to have to serve again. It's no advantage to serving in platform tennis. Getting that net against a returning team like Mitchell Durant is not easy.
And a lefty serving to the head court even worse.
You just got to put it in the box just to start, you know. But that's how it goes. See, that's where. Oh no! And that was set point. He misses a cutter. He didn't think he went for a cut the whole game.
And he was off the net, and I'm sure it was the right ball. Okay, we'll be back in a moment right after these messages right here on the APT YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
Okay, welcome back to the APT Tour presented by Remedy Plus. We just finished the first set of the men's final between Durant, Mitchell, Humphries, Assis Koenig. Bradford, any thoughts?
I actually think Humphries Assis Koenig played a great set, very composed. They went about their business the right way, and they just came in second. As you said, you know, the margin is just a little smaller, and that is an unfortunate end. You know, Assis Koenig this is a cut overhead. They're battling, you know, just to hang in there. But great set from them, and when they got down, came right back, broke back. It's just a lot of tools. Now is the danger zone for them. They got to keep pressing forward.
Just can't have a let up against these guys at any moment in time.
Yeah, you hear Humphries right there. Just yelled out, "Come on, dude!" Sort of is that captain steadying influence. Just to make sure they have positive body language. And Koenig does ride some emotional waves in a good way and sometimes in a not so good way. I wouldn't say the same type of roller coaster that like Araya's on by any means, but
There's only one of those rules.
yeah, that's right. Oh, great hands there from everybody. He got caught in the cat and mouse.
Do you want to engage in that?
Koenig is going to blitz with anybody. I don't think he's ever going to put it away. There, though, you might want to just go hard at his body.
Durant's overhand serve is so good. Just amazed on the edge court. He doesn't go with it all the time.
You know, but his rate of getting in behind it and making the first volley without getting hurt is high with the underhand as well.
If he threw the ball in the box, it'd be high too.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't mind the sidearm serve to the deuce court because that's obviously a much harder serve for the right-handed player, but I much prefer his overhand serve to the edge court. We've seen him go back and forth.
Yeah, I think it's really, he has, what's great about it is that he has the options, right, to go back and forth more than many other players do. Like, he can use the underhand, and I think that's the evolution of the game down the road. Everybody's going to have that ability. But he can use the underhand, and he can use the overhand when he wants to.
It looks like Nika Nicolescu up 6-5. Final set, another tiebreak maybe, Brad? We got to watch that second set tiebreak together. That was dramatic.
That was incredible tiebreak. A lot of back and forth, amazing gets and shots, and a couple of key misses. It was like what you watch sports for.
No question, that is the match of the tournament, maybe the match of the year.
Oh, he reads it, but there's a lot of juice on that Durant Mitchell ball.
They lead the second set 1 game to love.
I think this is a big moment of the match for Humphries Koenig.
Well, they played a good set, you know, and they came in second, as we talked about. It's just, they got to keep going about the business with the right mindset and the right type of energy. And it's easy to get discouraged. And you're playing 4 times in a season, right? We're not at the point where it's
not done
Yeah,
yet.
right, that's right. They could easily face them at Nationals, and they still are in this match here.
And maybe Philly, if they go to Philly.
The overhead I'd like to see Humphries start to work on because he's got good spins. He can spin the ball back and into the net, but there's been 3 or 4 opportunities here where he has it. He just feels much more comfortable with the other overhead. It's probably not fitting in the game style they want to play. He doesn't want to take those risks of missing. You know, that's the kind of pressure that, you know, Durant and Mitchell put on you.
Yep. That's a fault, but it's a fault because it's about the pressure serving to Durant.
Overall, he served very well, but you're right. It's a different feeling. There are sometimes you go up to the box and you feel comfortable just going to hit your serve, feeling you're going to get in there. Whenever it's a player like that getting a return, you're like, I got to challenge him here. I got to make it go there, right? You got to think of a way we're going to get in. And as you said, taking the net is an important part of their ability to win this match.
Comfort is not a word I would use being on the other side of the net from Durant.
Oh, there we go. Great cut there. He doesn't go long to record. He cuts it down and short. You see the ball go straight sideways there. These players, you know, start to learn and experiment. Oh, 2 in a row. Experiment with the spins. They get an idea of where you want to make contact with the ball. The underside, the side, the top side. Each contact point. Finish gets a little different result.
you got to be careful with that reach.
Here goes another cut overhead. That was more of a cut drive. So game, set, match for Nika and Nicolescu. Unbelievable. They've made a pretty good habit of making some incredible comebacks this season.
2 of them against Kieran Medeiros.
Yep. Unbelievable. Well, actually, Kieran Medeiros took him out last time, but then the one before.
Right.
Yep. Amazing.
Detroit, they were down 6-2, 4-love.
Yeah, those guys are battling just incredibly against each other. It's 2 evenly matched teams with incredible athleticism out there, so that was fun to see. Congratulations to them. Kind of puts a new wrinkle into the national scene, right?
Last week you would have said it's Hana Saburi, and maybe Hana Saburi.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, looks like there are 3 teams.
Certainly are. Oh, that's just around the net post again.
Oh, and Durant almost digs it. How many, is that like 5?
It is the 5th around the net post, yes.
You see one a tournament, one every couple of weeks?
One every, yeah, if you see one in a tournament, it's usually about right. I mean, it's not like you never see it, but
You've seen 5 in a set,
5 in a set.
game and a half?
Yeah, right. Amazing. And that's because of the action about and the speed of the players. This is going so fast.
And it goes to your point about leaving your stuff on the court by the gate.
There you go.
Durant is giving them a workout. Remember Jared Palmer told me one day that playing against Durant, his quads got the best workout ever.
Keeping him on the move. And he holds that grip. A lot of the top players you'll see, when they get set up in overheads, you'll see this actually specifically on this court a lot out of Chris Humphries and out of Durant. They set up one way. You'll see it out of Mark Powers. He sets up one way, like this when he's getting ready to hit an overhead. And from that one position, they can make 5, 6, 7 overheads, right? And it just gives that extra ability to hold your shot so the other team can't just guess what you're going to do or see what's going to happen. He's holding it here. You'll see him. So there, the only time it changes is when he goes to the other grip to hit rolling overheads. All right, so there he just did it right there. He goes to the change, snap roller into the screen. Amazing shot right into the crease, and it's on purpose, not a luck shot.
Essex playing the so many balls that are right on the net. It's a relatively flat ball. They're so low.
Ooh.
That was a blurt.
Yeah, just he's like 6 of these. Boop. Pushed one a little wide. All right. And been very few from them this match. They've made a couple errors, but almost none. No batches at all.
30 all.
Top of the net, that's where Huss's got to be really careful driving that ball.
Yeah, very careful. You're right. Oftentimes, it's what they're looking for. Like that. And that time it's Durant all over the net. Sneaky shot there from Ossis Koenig. He misdirects, he redirects Durant across. Durant's moving to the center and he puts it behind him. forces the air with a great volley. Opportunity here for Humphries Ossis-Koenig. Oh, wow, what a move.
That's the one. Durant's on top of the net. That's a ball you gotta lob. It's so tantalizing.
And it's also just so smart recognition-wise for Durant Mitchell. You know, Mitchell's already back from the overhead before. Durant is perfectly free to stay right up there. There's nothing he has to cover. He's waiting for that.
Ossis-Koenig really returning serve well now. A lot of points on return.
Oh, seam ball. What a get from Humphries. And you notice Humphries taking limited cuts on the return. He's being very kind of sparing with it. He doesn't want to give up the point on the missed return, you know, for the opportunity of taking the big one. Ossis-Koenig, though, going for it all the time. Humphries definitely does that. He's sort of
Just don't want to engage there.
But that's 2 in a row now. He's got to be wondering what he knows he did the wrong thing there. He's just too caught up in the moment. He's hitting not a hard drive out. You got to tattoo him in the chest if he's right up there. Otherwise, you don't go at all. But another great return.
He is really hurting with return to serve.
Crushing it right now. And what I was saying before is, but what Humphries does is he sort of reads the game and decides, you know what, I think I can start hitting a few more drives now. He sort of gauges it based on what he sees going on out there, you know, and sometimes he's like, I really can't afford to miss these drives, so I'm going to put him away for a bit. Ossis-Koenig just kind of always does his thing.
And in fairness to Humphries, he's playing the backhand side. Again, same shot, same mistake. Humphries is playing the backhand side where he normally returns from the deuce court. He really likes that backhand. But they made the same mistake 3 points this game. And that's just
3 break points in a row, yep.
Not going to cut it. Mitchell stays back, and that's a response to the terrific returning we've seen from Ossis-Koenig.
And a great poach there from Durant to try to hold the net for the team, but Ossis-Koenig up to the task, transitions back.
Catches the nick.
That's just a perfect shot.
Yeah, it's hard enough off the deck that it's really difficult to block, but with enough, enough pace that it hits the nick, it comes out viciously. And lobbed every single return.
Yep, he's not going for a single one. Not even setting up for it. And, you know, let's just hope they stay away from the Durant's on the net and hit it right to him. Down the line, Bob.
We've seen enough of that.
Well, 3 break points in a row.
I would say,
I think it's time.
More than enough.
Right, three break point losses in a row on that. It's time to put it away. Wait for the right ball that you can tattoo. Or if you're going to take that 3/4, you make sure you're smoking it. That's no good. He's got to get out of the way and let Humphries play that, but he's just too off balance. It's a beautiful combination. He hits the shortcut to draw him in, pushes Humphries off balance, and then long, deep overhead to retreating Ossis-Koenig. Just perfect combinations. Yep.
First deuce point they've won in a while.
They're giving it all they can handle here, Humphries and Ossis-Koenig, but Mitchell just playing great ball.
Yeah, but I would also say a couple of mental errors we've seen this game. Maybe 3.
The ones you're talking about, the ad points, where they're hitting it right to him. Yeah.
You can't afford to do that against, you're talking about margins.
Yeah. This is the moment where you don't know if he's going to push it long, which he doesn't nose to, or if he just cuts underneath it. 3 long in a row. Short, nope, 4 long in a row. Can't tell, now he's going overhand, so which means he's spinning out the corner, right. It's long.
This is that one.
That's a great point. You know, good job.
Austin Koenig hits so many balls, though, like right on the net. Very hard ball to volley.
He has an excellent, precise drive. He can hit it hard, but it's his precision that's the real danger, and he kind of gets over the top of it. He hits it down low.
Great recovery. If they were in trouble with both of them coming forward there like that.
Oh, just Durant with the touch volley, and he comes in, and Koenig just tries to make it better. Maybe lob volley and retreat, but I don't know. It's just tough play.
Such a tough shot from Durant. You're moving forward so quickly, and you still have the ability to slow that ball down.
It's the first drive I've seen on Humphries in a while.
Again, there it is.
And that's the way the game finishes. Just beautifully done from Durant and Mitchell, and just a couple of missed opportunities, but it came down to the driving.
Yeah.
You can't drive at them if they're on the net, unless you have something that you're just absolutely tattooing, you know. And maybe if they want to go even a little higher once in a while, you know, if the guy's on the net, maybe he's got to put it up into the chest here and there.
Absolutely.
Because that's basically 4 huge points there, and the whole game turned on that.
Yeah. All those game points, let that game get away. Now the pressure really goes on the other side of the net. Mitchell re-gripping his paddle.
Taking a second here. And it's great hometown crowd here. I'm trying to remember the last time there's been a director here at the Short Hills Club in the finals of the Short Hills Invitational. I don't think it's happened since Hank Irvine days.
Yeah.
You know, so back in the 70s maybe, 80s.
Dave Broderick
80s.
didn't make any finals?
Didn't make any finals. Not
Backdraw
his
maybe?
tenure. Finals with a backdraw maybe. But so it's a great, awesome job. Actually, incredible representation out from Jersey here. Great job here at the Short Hills Invitational.
Well, I learned some lessons from John Lubow, what is Jersey and what isn't Jersey. So
Did you?
I turned out, yes, he told me that Montclair is not New Jersey.
It is not New Jersey.
He said it's kind of like Lesotho is to South Africa.
Now, what about Tenafly?
I didn't get an answer
You
on
didn't
Tenafly.
get all.
No,
you
no.
didn't get the whole
Yeah,
regional
no.
breakdown. Just
Short Hills is
all
New
you know.
Jersey. I learned Short Hills is New Jersey. Montclair is not New Jersey.
Okay, fair enough. That's according to
That's
John Lubow.
the world according to Lubow.
Right, which is of course
A questionable place.
All right, so here we go. The Ossis Koenig serve. We talked about it before. This has been the one that's been the harder one to hold. This is the volley there that he routinely makes, but
nothing is routine against Durant.
the danger zone here. They're putting pressure on that first volley.
And that was such a makeable volley.
But the point is, and you've said it before too, with him moving forward is the point that makes it more difficult. It's a little long. He's got to be careful here. He's going into a negative energy zone.
Yeah, you see negative energy, him playing a little too fast. It's such a fine line between not backing down and changing the game to Durant and being smart.
I mean, it's a high volley. He's getting a good look. But it's sort of like along the lines of, do you want to just keep doing it or not? Or do we want to eliminate this part of the game? But if they eliminate it, then that means they're going to go to complete slow play. Which is sort of a little bit where Humphries is. You know, he's been lobbing the returns, not really putting a ton of drives in there.
That ball hits Humphries, and it's game Durant Mitchell, and they lead 3-1.
And in this case here, when you see the difference between the underhand serve against Durant Mitchell versus the the overhand serve, just the more challenging serve has a little better effect. It allows to do more. They also could put Humphries in move. Like, it's also true that Ossis Koenig does a lot more movement at the net for Humphries when he's serving. You know what I mean? He's cutting off balls a little bit more, which helps the Humphries service game. That's a part of it. This is kind of going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, you kind of see it. The body language is bad. The speed of play is bad.
Humphrey's going to talk to him. See if he can steer their ship, manage it a little bit.
Looks like Durant's going sidearm here. Given how Humphreys has returned, no reason to risk a fault.
Well, Humphreys is not returning. He's just putting in play.
Oh,
Nice dig from Humphreys. Oh, but then he's
not ready for that.
Yeah, he falls into that. It is high, but he's fallen over a little bit.
Right, if your feet aren't in position, it doesn't matter where it is.
Percentages go way down.
This thing is going down the drain right here. Austin Koenig needs to steady the ship, play some good solid points.
Yeah, if Durant and Mitchell don't throw in a bunch of errors, it's hard to see a comeback here. And Durant and Mitchell have been charitable at times, you know, but right now they're playing lights out.
Great aggressive volley. Mitchell reads that drive, and again, just bad decisions.
Early in there, it's not only he not only read it, he read it and he slapped it with disdain. Actually, he actually went right up there and Mitchell and just slapped it into the side
Just
snowboard.
get that stuff out of here.
Right,
Want to see that again?
Actually, probably does want to see it again. He'd be happy to do it again. They're just playing at a tough level right now. This is where I think Austin Koenig and they just have to dial it back for a minute. To a point where he settles it down.
Yeah, I think that's spot on, Bradford. When the other guy is hot, things are going really well, you gotta slow the game down.
And you gotta allow them to make an error.
Yeah.
You're not gonna come back by hitting 15 winners. You're gonna come back by getting a couple errors out of them and then starting to dial back and find your spots.
I like the tempo at this point better. He catches him off the net.
But that's the key. Off the net,
Yep.
I'm never gonna say anything. Even if he misses that drive, if the guy's off the net, I'll be like, it's a good look. It's a good look, but yeah, that's the key to it. Now, the one thing that's in fairness is sometimes they do move in very quickly. They're, in my estimation, the best team at closing off the net, like getting right on top of it in an instant.
And now he just looks confused.
That was just an angry drive. Yeah. That's like if you're going to close in, I'm going to whack it.
Remedy Plus, the 2022-23 AP Tour is brought to you by Remedy Plus. When you need the extra boost on the paddle court, grab a great tasting, body fueling Remedy Plus bar and Remedy Plus shot. Fuel your body right with Remedy Plus. Okay, they're on the edge of the cliff. Durant Mitchell pushed them off now.
What a great return.
Great blitz from Humphreys, just misses it.
Well, you know, it's another high ball, and they win a lot of points with it overall. It's just tough against Durant Mitchell all the time, and just seeing a lot of little patterns repeat themselves. I can't say that was a bad look either, though, but it's just at a certain point you have to stop the patterns, even if you think, because you almost have to play Durant Mitchell differently. You and I spoke this off the air. When you know, we said, you know, that's a good shot against most teams, but it may not be a good shot against Durant Mitchell. There's certain things you should put away that are effective for you against, and it's just not simply easy to do. Your instincts tell you to do them because it's effective in other areas.
Well, Mitchell, this is the slap forehand.
Yep, slap forehand. He's getting really good with that. Very comfortable this weekend. He holds it basically zero backswing, and he just slaps it and puts a ton of power on it. And he can think it at the same time.
I don't know what that shot was from Austin Koenig.
I mean, at this point, you know, you could make a level where maybe he just wants an energy shot. Like he makes that, he gets pumped up, something happens. You know, it's easy to sit up here, but I've had my moments in a match too where I needed to actually just whack something, right? You know, I whacked it hard, get out of your system, and you get it out of your system, or actually you happen to win by whacking it.
I'm all for that, just not at 1-4-30 all down a set. The time for that is kind of come and gone. They got to play every point. He ended up surviving that shot, but we haven't seen him try it the whole match. He lost them the net.
And they did actually use that first set on a cutter that he didn't really hit much of the whole match either.
Yeah.
You know.
As I commented earlier, these are the margins that they have to beat Durant Mitchell. There's so little that goes into losing a match. These guys, they're so good. So much has to go right to beat them.
Yeah, on one level, you know, I do love the roles that Asa Skonig and Humphries do play, and I do like the way Humphries tries to manage the match. But there are times where, you know, he's trying to manage it so much that he's not making any errors, but he's also not. He's not taking any offensive pressure off of Asa Skonig. You know, Humphries. You know, he's not driving it or setting it up in the you know, in some cases, it may be what they need, but there are times where maybe Asa Skonig needs the load drifted the other way, and you know, and the offensive load goes the other direction.
The other thing is, it's
Hard to say.
It's hard for Humphries when he's not hitting the ball at all to all of a sudden start hitting it.
There it goes. There's one.
And I think the Humphries backhand is a terrific shot.
It is.
And I just think it's a mistake to put it away. I mean, obviously you can't hit it 3/4 of Grant Mitchell or on the net.
Correct.
But I mean, he stopped trying to hit it on return of serve. That takes us
Yeah,
to
and I think the only way, you know, you're going to do well against these type of returns, you know, the underhand serves, I think you got to take them early and hit them hard. You
30,
know,
30,
you can't
40.
roll them.
Point for 5-1 here.
Slap shot.
Slap forehand.
I think it went in. No, he
Went
called
wide.
it out. No, Mitchell called it out. That's what's great about Mitchell. He'll totally call his own ball out. Durant as well. Great sportsman. Yeah, this is to me a must-win game.
Oh, look at Durant. I mean, just
Quick lob.
the whole point is just so beautiful the way he moved forward. This is that
long.
overhead. Big chip, the quick lob, the blitz.
Hey, if they could sneak this game out, Durant Mitchell make a couple of errors.
Yeah.
Momentum shift can happen. I mean, we clearly saw that serve was good. I thought that might have been out. We clearly, you know, what they need right now is something good to happen. You know, Asa Skonig needs a little positivity. He went into a dark zone there for a few games. Hold would go a long way for that.
You never want to say never, but it's hard to see him winning this match if they don't win this game.
Yeah, the only thing the 5-1 will allow them to do is play almost like,
They've already lost.
yeah, like play like, you know, it's okay. You know, we got this. You know, like, let's see what happens. And maybe Durant Mitchell do the same, throw in an error too. We got this. But Durant Mitchell has been really disciplined, just playing high-level ball. All right.
Advantage, Durant Mitchell.
Those overheads to Durant, they've just got to be better than that.
Figure out if they ever had a season though. It's so tough. They've had such a great season, Humphries and Asa Skonig.
I was watching Asa Skonig. He actually watches Humphries while Humphries is hitting the overheads.
Yeah, generally better to look forward, but
It's going to make it harder to see if your opponent's blitzing.
blitzing, right.
And there it goes, 5-1.
5-1.
Mitchell.
You can almost feel like
Durant
there could be
Mitchell
Asa
leads the
Skonig
second
balloon.
set, 5
When they didn't
games
win
to
that
1.
1-all game, that long do-sad game.
Yeah, things went off the rails for a little bit. And I thought they might be able to sneak away with that last game. Didn't happen, and now it's going off the rails fast.
He's trying to sneak a chip past Durant. His arms are 8 feet long. There's a Humphries return to serve. Didn't exactly say he was aggressive with it.
Oh, wow. Mitchell. Mitchell's got it. Oh, my.
That's got to be demoralizing on the other side of the net. And then they have some confusion, and here come Durant Mitchell again. Oh, jeez. He's on the wrong side of the net, Brad.
A great text in from Marco Granchero. He thinks that if
That's
Asa
redundant, Brad.
Skonig, you know, took more overheads to to Mitchell and put
That's what we talked about
put
earlier.
Humphreys on top of the net,
Right.
you know, so that they could actually hold the net a little bit better. That would be the strategy they want to use to get beaten through two, and there's probably some truth to it because it's also a disciplined strategy that allows you to do one thing, right? Cover a couple less shots. If you start moving the ball around too much,
Brad, I have an important question for you.
far away, Marcus.
What do you like in the Super Bowl?
Who do I like in the Super Bowl? That's a great question. I don't have a rooting interest. Well, I guess I do in a sort of negative, backward way, because I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I want Mahomes to win so he can possibly catch up to Brady as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Certainly on
That's
track.
about it. Here you go. Other than that, I'd be happy to win my pool. That's really it. Take whatever score takes for that. And but the Eagles are a great story. I do think the Eagles will win, but I think it's a pretty good, you know, it should be a good game. Looking forward to it. Great weekend of sports here.
Short Hills Invitational, the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl and the Short Hills Invitational all morning. It's perfect afternoon. You got any plans for the Super Bowl?
Go home and watch it.
Sounds exciting. You really dial it up at your house there, Mark. Maybe even like a nacho in there? Or?
Probably not.
No?
Maybe some
Okay.
chili.
Okay. Yeah, don't get too crazy.
I gotta find out what inroads is made for us. The man's never out of position. When he's out of position, he's never
When he's out of position, he's not out of position. That's a great volley there.
There he gets beat.
Wow, what a volley there from Assis Koenig. You know, a bright spot, you know, tough patch here, but just get a game. Start with one.
Yeah.
All right, 2 break points. Let's do this. He's returned great, though, Assis Koenig.
Yes.
Done a lot of damage, specifically to the Mitchell return. Worked hard the last time. They had multiple break points the last game Mitchell served. And there they got it.
Okay. The good news is they won the game. The bad news is Assis Koenig has to serve.
You know, we've had a lot of comebacks this weekend. From 5-1 down, you know, last night in the women's semifinal, Kiro Maduro's taking out the first set, 7-5. It seems like it's a taller order here, but
Third set of the women's final.
yep.
Nika Nicolescu won 5-2. And ended up coming all the way back to 5-0 before losing 7-5.
There's been a lot of comebacks here this weekend.
2 servings alive.
It's a great move. What a attempt at a dig, but there's the Humphreys up close at the net. Great offensive volley there.
Durant almost dug that one.
See, to me, these are also strangely the danger zones for a team like Durant Mitchell. You're way up, you think you're going to win.
Yep.
You could easily have a letdown.
Well, you
know,
saw
for
that
a moment.
5-1 game. There were a couple of sloppy points they played, tried a couple of high-risk shots that maybe they wouldn't have tried if it was 4-3.
All right, so here's the dangers, you know, because right now Humphreys, Assis Koenig got nothing to lose, put all their energy into whatever's left, right? And if you don't play the same way you did to get yourself in front, you can easily take a 3 or 4 game walkabout, and all of a sudden that's the comeback. That's a big ball there. Assis Koenig not ready.
Why is he in a position where he's got his forehand volley there?
Yeah, I think Humphreys actually switched it up on him quickly. They don't have a pattern of overheads they want to use.
Which goes to the Grangiero text.
Kind of, yes. They're using just, you know, an overhead here and overhead there. I understand if they're getting certain movements out of it. That's a slap shot right there. That's tough.
15.
That's the point they got to stay in. That's a ball you got to lob. Feet aren't under you.
Where are you going?
2 points from the match.
Oof.
Boy, that goal barely cleared the net. And that takes us to double match point.
40.
Will this change the rankings at all going into nationals?
My guess is that Bursch or Doyle with last year's national win at the Montclair
Will still
win are
stay at
far enough
second.
ahead, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
They
think it
might
does change
jump
anything.
up to third.
You think they could pass Powers Hughes? Interesting.
It's possible.
Because Powers Hughes did lose in the semis here.
Yeah.
They're gaining points on him.
Of course, it's also irrelevant. 3 and 4 are the same thing.
Yeah, you just end up on one side or the other. In this particular tournament, we had 2 and 4 in the semis, seeded 2 and 4 and 1 versus 3. So you're right, it's just a crapshoot and a draw, so it doesn't really matter.
Grant creeping in. Great lob, just holds that ball. He's so close to you against the lob.
Close it off with close it in on the net, or is that
There
long?
it
And
is.
there it is.
Game, set, and match. Durant Mitchell, 6-4, 6-2.
Just a terrific tournament for Humphreys and Ossis Koenig. And another win all 4 Grand Prix go to Durant and Mitchell. I guess I'd have to say not surprising, but you know, pretty impressive run they've been on.
We're going to get an interview with our winners with Anthony Casamano in a moment, but let's talk nationals, Brad. Anybody beat Durant Mitchell?
I mean, look, clearly you cannot call against Durant and Mitchell. No one's beaten them yet on the season except for early on, first tournament of the year where Bursch and Odoya took them out at Montclair. Other than that, they've been perfect, right? So clearly they're the favorites by a margin. You know, are there teams that have the capacity to beat them? I mean, Hughes Powers beat them last year. They gave them a good run this go. But you could not call anyone else, you know.
And if it was Durant Mitchell or the field, who would you call?
I would take Durant Mitchell.
Yeah, me too. I think they're huge favorites. Mitchell's game, I think, has really come a long way.
There'll be these moments when it can get off the gear or the rails a little bit. It happens to both of them. But when he's playing and the more comfortable he feels, when he feels comfortable, it almost feels like they're unbeatable. Like, because he's slapping drives, he's hitting cuts, he's moving the ball around, rolling it, he's making offensive volleys. You know, there are just very few places you can attack. You can't attack him easy. It's not easy to get the net, but you need the net. Right? You know, it's like, you know, it's not a tricky business. It really, I don't see anyone. You know, I think Powers Hughes had a great strategy today. They lobbed them effectively, kept them off. Look for the moments, still came in second, even though they played a great match.
Yeah, it's got to be a little disappointing for Humphreys, Ossis Koenig. They were making such a nice progression as the year went on. This was a bit of a step back, but they got handled pretty easily today.
First set, I thought they played well. They put themselves in a position where they could have made a move. They had a break point at one time. They didn't get it. But they were pretty soundly beaten today. They had one little dark patch. The second set wasn't, I don't think, representative of the way they played the tournament. They just got into a dark zone there for a little
71st
bit.
Short Hills Invitational
Okay,
is
we're
a
throwing
wrap.
it down to Anthony Casamano.
Congratulations to our tournament winners, Johan Durant, Stephen Mitchell. Well done, guys. This is the 4th of 4 Grand Prix tournaments that you guys have won. Some people say it's good to lose one before the Nationals so you can prepare. You haven't done that. What have you guys been doing so well, and how will you be ready for the Nationals in a few weeks?
Well, I think the good thing is we've been trying a bunch of different things to try and kind of evolve my game. So I think that's key for us, and we played a few different ways this weekend, so which was good experience for me. So it was good.
Yeah. Johan, any final comments?
Not going to play until National, so I can't lose.
Congratulations, guys. That's a wrap. The 71st Short Hills Invitational. Congratulations.
Thanks, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, Brad, an absolute pleasure doing the match. And we'll see everybody next 2 weeks in Philadelphia for the men's and women's NRT, February 24th, 25th, and 26th.
Looking forward to it. And then after that, just march into the road to Nationals.
There you go. Good night. Bye, everybody.
Welcome to CI Private Wealth. Here, you'll find a profoundly different wealth management experience. With the strength of our parent, CI Financial, we've built a diverse, world-class wealth management firm at a size and scale like no other. That means no matter how complex, extreme, or niche your wealth goals may be, you'll be matched with an advisor who can help navigate all of life's many challenges, whether personal or professional, so you can stay focused on the journey. Our advisors are the reason why our strategies are so unique. why our services are so personal, and why your wealth management experience can be so profoundly different. Get started today.